welcome back to my channel and welcome the newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey by hitting that subscription button. It's free, and hit the bell notification to be notified of the new uploads. I would just like to mention that if the video is a little bit too fast for you, up top there's 3 little buttons. You can click there, slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also, right next to it, there's the CC letters for closed caption. You can turn that on, and you can read all the stitch that I'm calling down here. By pausing the video, take notes, will make it easier for you. Now, normally when I upload the videos, it takes about an hour for YouTube to search all my words that I'm saying, so it can appear on the closed captions. So don't panic if you don't see right away the closed captions, because the video has just been launched. It will show up in about a half an hour to an hour after the upload. I also would like to mention that if you have extra yarn, extra thread, and you'd like to help the women in need, we highly appreciate it and being very, very grateful for it. Thank you for the ones I already have helped and are still helping. If you'd like to donate, right below the video, there's a little bag of $. You can donate whatever amount you'd like. Nobody's asking for millions. Anything helps. It adds up at the end. You can also go into the description box. My PayPal account is there. You can donate through there if you'd like also. Please always give a thumbs up on the video if you like the video. It does help the video to circulate and also to be recognized worldwide. I gratefully appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's one way to help me out and to help to continue to create these beautiful pieces. Also share on your Facebook public. It costs nothing. Everything is free. There's no charge of anything. So please help out to grow the channel. I do have a Facebook group, private group. If you have a profile, you're more than welcome to request to be a member. It's free, of course, and we'll approve you. You must have a profile. Be careful with the links that you go into the groups that says cut and bit. These are fraud scammers that go through your phones, your computers, and take every information of yours. Do not open up those links. There's a lot of hackers in the groups now. That's why I made sure that my group is private. I want to thank every single one of you from the start being with me, and thank you so much for the newcomers. It costs nothing to subscribe, so please do so. Thank you so much, everybody. Everything will be listed always in the description box for every pattern that I create, the sizes, the thread that I use, which is Portugal thread. They're 100% cotton thread, 4-ply, which is similar to Aunt Lydia. Number 3, which number 3 Aunt Lydia is just a little bit thicker than my thread, not by much, but a little bit. I usually use a hook 3 or 3.5, a small one for tucking in loose ends, and a pair of scissors, of course. So thank you, everybody. Any other questions, suggestions, please feel free to comment. You can always get a hold of me if your intentions are to give some thread or yarn away. There's my email below the description box. There's my Facebook page that you can follow also, my Facebook group, my Instagram, my TikTok. So there's so many ways you can message me. Thank you so much, everybody. I hug every single one of you, and much blessings to all of you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, everyone. So I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago about that, I had created these tea cups. Of course, I have a thread, a carton in there just to hold it up, because normally you would starch it. And I was requested to create the same style of the plate and cup, but a different stitch. If you realize, this stitch is like this, and this stitch is like that. So there's a difference between the stitch, just on the same style though. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I decided not to go with the flower. I did, since Christmas is almost nearby, I did the bow tie, but you can add flower. You can put a little pearl even here on the bow tie if you want it. So very simple. 100% cotton thread, 4-ply, similar to Aunt Lydia number 3. Mine's a little bit thinner. I'm going to use the either 275 or 3. I'm saying 275 because I'd like for the stitch to be more compact since it's open. The stitch is a little bit more, the style is different. I don't want to be with a 3 to give it a looser, wider cup. So I've tried it and it noticed that it whitens it up more. So I'm most probably going to use the 2.75 pair of scissors, of course, and a small one to tuck in loose ends. And let's get started. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. Share if you can on your Facebook public. Help out to grow the channel. And I thank every single one of you. God bless. Thank you so much. And thank you for the super chat donation, the super thanks. Thank you so much. And for the women that came forward to help out with thread. I'm so grateful. And everybody else that needs us also is extremely grateful. Thank you. Let's get started, everyone. So I'm going to start off with chain stitch, and that on any pattern you do does not count. And I'm just going to move this aside because I don't want it to be distracting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 chain. I'm coming in the first and closing it in with slip stitch. Try to hide my thread at the same time. I'm going to go up chain 3. Inside of this little circle, I'm going to do another 19 double crochet. So with the chain 3, total of 20 double crochets. So I'm going to continue mine. You can do yours, and then I'll meet you right at the end after our 20 double crochets. Okay, so I've done my 20 double crochets. Now, because we are supposed to slip stitch on the first one, that's the chain, it's going to give us a space if we do that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do just another double crochet right over that 3 chain. Okay, and then I'm going to come and hook it on the second double crochet. So we're ignoring that 3 chain going up. So it's a way of not showing 3 chain, and it's a perfect technique for it. I'm going to come back into the same space, and I'm going to do a single. This is going to be for a double crochet and 2 chain. Back into the same space again and do another double crochet. So row 2 is 2 double crochets per space. Okay. So that means that we'll have 40 double crochet, 2 together per space. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. So I've done my 2 together. I'm coming on the 3rd chain. Make sure you grab both loops and not just one loop, or else you're going to have an opening. And that's the trick to this thing when you don't want to have it opened, okay? So now, oops, sorry. I'm going to go back into the same space and do a single. And then chain 2. I'm coming back into the same space and I'm doing another double crochet. Now, next space, double crochet. Next space, double crochet. I can't even remember sometimes what I do, right? Next space, 2 together. So we're going to have 2 alone and 2 together. So we put 2 together, 1 double crochet alone, and another double crochet alone. Next space, 2 together. Next space, 1 alone, 1 alone. Next space, 2 together. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we're on to row 4. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. In the same space, I'm going to create 2 groups of 2 double crochet, 1 chain. In the same space, again, 2 double crochet, just like that. Now, remembering that when we're doing this after, inside of the chain 3, this one here next to it tends to be hidden, so you have to be careful to count that. So we're going to count, skip the first one right after the chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on my 5th one. Now for people that have extremely tight stitch, you can do a chain 2 or loosen it up a bit. Okay, so we're going to create these groups all the way around. You're supposed to end up with 10 groups like that. So skip 1, 2, 3, 4 on your 5th one. Again, you do your 2 groups of double crochet, 1 chain space, and on the same space again, we're going to do another double crochet like that. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've come to the end, and coming to the end, I had to jump 6, okay, or else we wouldn't have the right amount, which doesn't change anything in our book. So I'm coming directly into the center here where we have the groups and create our groups. Now we're going to do 5 rows of groups, okay, the same way as we just finished doing. So you're going to create your 2 groups, 1 chain, or 2 double crochet, 1 chain, and 2 double crochet, 1 chain again, come into the middle of the other groups and create again 2 double crochet, and sometimes you might just have leftover thread somewhere, and this does not take that much thread, and it's fast to create, and it becomes gorgeous. It's also beautiful as Christmas gifts for most of you that are trying to figure out what to do. This is beautiful in display as a gift. I'm sure the person will be very happy to receive it. Okay, so we're going to do 5 rows like this, and I'll show you here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we're going to complete 5 rows, and then I'm going to cut my thread, and we're going to proceed to finish creating the plate, and then we'll go with the red. Okay, so simple as that. Okay, everyone, so I've cut my thread, I've tucked in the loose ends. We're going to work on the plate now. So you're going to turn your pattern like that, or actually like this. Well, this way. I don't know what I'm thinking sometimes, Meg. So right in between the groups, right, we have that stitch here right in the middle. We're going to come in and we're going to do a single. Okay. And then we're going to do 1, try to hide my thread at the same time, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If your stitch is too loose, then do only 4 chain. We're going to skip the group here, and we're coming right in the center here of the stitch with a single. We need to do 10 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, skip this one here and come here in the center of the motor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, skip your group, come into the center. It's like right in front of you, can't miss it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip this one and come right into the center. Okay, so let's have the 10 loops like that because we'll be working on them. So I'm in my last one, I'm reaching my first one. I'm coming in where I did the single with a slip stitch. Okay, so now we have these loops in the back. We're going to work inside of the loop. So we're going to come in the loop like that with a single, chain 2. We're going to create group of 2, double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. Just got to check something here. we're going to do chain 1 into the next loop and create your groups again. Chain 2 between the groups and create 2 double crochet. Chain 1 into the next loop and create your groups again. Chain 2 space and 2 more double crochet. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. So we're reaching the end. I did my 1 chain. I'm going to close it in with slip stitch, and I'm going to walk into the center of the groups, and I'm going to do chain 3. I'm coming inside of the space here. This is the last row for the white, and I'm doing 6 double crochet. That's including with chain 3. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5. 6. I'm coming directly where I have the space in between the groups, and again into the space here, and create your 6 double crochets. So we're going to do this all the way around. 2, 4, 5, 6. Come into the space between the groups, single. And then once you get here, you close it on the 3rd chain after you do your single, and we cut our thread. Okay, you guys, so I'm coming in with my burgundy slip stitch. I'm going to come in the bottom. Make sure your cup is faced this way, right? That you're stitching on the proper side. Coming into the first double crochet with a single. Trying to hide my thread here at the same time. Single, single, single. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it would be the same stitching as a double crochet from the previous row. So now I'm going to do not a triple, a double, but I'm going to stretch it out. And if you can't stretch it out, then I suggest that you should. So where we have the single here, I'm going to, or right on the stitch if you want to cover that single. You can do both ways. Give it a good stretch there a bit. If you can't, then do the triple. Okay. So I'm going to do okay, so we're going to close it up, and then we're going to come into the first double crochet here with a single. Single, so we're doing our 6 singles. Again, I'm going to come right on the double crochet. I'm going to give it a good stretch and do a long double crochet. And again, stretch. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we've done our plate. Now we're going to do the top. Slip stitch knot. I'm going to come on the first double crochet here with a single. we'll be doing singles on this one too. Next space, single, in the center, single, first double crochet, single, single. Now we're going to do that long one again, okay? But this time we're going to do one. I believe I did two on this one. And another incomplete. And then we're going to close it and come into the first double crochet, the second, the middle, so it makes 3, the next double crochet 4, and the next one 5. I'm coming down. I got to stretch incomplete and one more, and then close it up. And you probably would say, well, why aren't you doing just one, right? So it can really like stand out on the pattern. That's why I, whoops, skipping one here. That's why I wanted to do a double incomplete double crochet on that center, so the pattern can have a nice stick out to it, almost like a 3D if you want to call it. So incomplete, incomplete, and close it. Then come into the first one, do your single, and continue on. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. So I finished, I've cut my thread. I'm just tucking in between the spaces back here, trying to hide whatever left over. Now normally if you have hot gun glue, you could also give it a little bit of a touch of glue at the end, just like, not by much, right? We don't want to like have glue coming from everywhere here. Okay, so of course once it's starched and everything, it'll be perfect. So I'll just put this little cup here, gives you more or less of an idea. Once it's starched, it will give you, okay. So now we're going to do the handle, which is very simple. So slip stitch knot. Just going to take this out of here because I need that to work, right? You can come on anywhere on the pattern here. So I'm going to come in on my first single in between the groups here, and I'm going to do single, try to hide my thread, tighten up my stitch here, we don't want holes in it, chain 2, coming into the next one and doing double crochet. So that's 2 double crochet right after the red, into the next space, double crochet, and into my last space, double crochet. So I have 4. I'm going to turn around, do chain 3, and continue to do the 4 double crochets. We're doing 7 rows of double crochet back and forth. 1, 2, 3, turn around, and again, double crochet over double crochet. We're going to do 7 rows, and then we have to, when we cut our thread, we have to leave a little bit, oops, almost knocked down my camera. We have to leave a little bit of thread so we can sew the top part in, which is like a couple stitches. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of the 7 double crochets rows. So I've done my 7 rows, and I'm just going to cut a little bit because we need to sew. So it doesn't take much to do a little bit of sewing, right? Because it's only the 4 double crochets. Now, so you have to follow up the same way. And I'm going to stitch right underneath here, exactly like we have this one, if you see. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go right into this double crochet here. I'm just going to bring up the camera a little bit so you'll see. So because I am on this side, I'm just going to bring it up this way. And then I'm just going to come back in because you want to make sure that you get everything tucked here. And I'm putting it in this way. I don't want to come from the back because then you need to bend that a little bit. Okay. Oh, I took it out of place. Not a smart thing, right? Okay, let's retry that again. Okay. So now I'm going to come into the stitch up here a little bit just so I can get it connected here. And then from the inside here, the 3rd stitch, and you're just gonna come right through over here. Of course, my thread had to come out of the hook, not the hook, the needle. And I didn't want a bigger hook because, needle, because poking the holes through the thread wouldn't be a good idea if it's too wide over here, right? So it has to be a smaller needle there. Okay, so we continue on. So back in, into right on the corner here. We're going to have a nice straight line. I'm going to turn it. And I want to make sure I get the corners properly. So I'm just going to come in from the back and into that corner so it can stay steady there. Okay. I'm going to go through again to the other side, which is much easier now that's in, right? Oh my goodness. Then I'm just going to go right on the corner and give it a few stitches here like that to make sure that it's all connected together. Okay, I'm going to come back into this side. Just going to go right through here like that, and then just hide your thread through the stitches back here, because then we know that it will stay secure, right? I mean, I could have pulled a little bit more thread, cut a little bit more thread longer, right? But sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you just don't think, do you? Yeah. going to pull this out, and I'm going to give it a knot here, like that. Smaller hook. And I'm just going to pull this thread in the inside, like that, and then close it off. I'm going to warm up my hot gun glue so I can glue my little bow tie. Okay, so here's the cute little handle. I mean, how cute is that? Of course, it's all out of shape now, you know, it's normal. But once you spray starch it, you'll be perfect. Okay, or even once it stays on the form. Look, I had left this one on the form, and it's pretty steady, right? So we're going to skip 1, 2. On my third one, right up here, okay, it's where I'm going to do the little bow tie. So I'm gonna just, well, that wasn't a smart idea, was it? Okay, so just gonna take this. So we're gonna skip 1, 1, 2. So on this one here, just make sure. So we'll be on this one here like that. So not 1, 2 on your third one right there. And the third one there, and on your third one on this side. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue here. Doesn't take much, just a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to compress so it can stick to it. And I want to make sure that it stays intact, so I'm just going to put a little bit there. And just a little bit back here, just to make sure that it stays all together. And we're pretty much done with this. I will be creating the tea cattle, so stay tuned for the next tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give a thumbs up if you did so. I want to thank every single one of you. Thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. And leave your suggestions, your comments. Let me know what you think about this beautiful little cup. Okay? Thank you so much, everyone. Until next time. Not for the ones that have just arrived in my channel, I do have the set already, the tutorial out for this one. It's in the playlist. So you can go to playlist and check teacups. Okay? Thank you so much, everyone. Until next time. Bye-bye. Send you much love and much hugs.